Hello and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. It is girls' night. We've taken over the restream and we are going to be off shortly. I'm joined tonight by Jinxie, Jinx Girl on commentary. How you doing tonight, Jinxie?
I am doing good. I apologize to chat for my awful cold. I'm a little nasally today, but we're still going to have a pretty exciting race.
So we should be off in probably, looks like a little bit over a minute, but I just wanted to have a little bit extra time. So it is quarterfinals game 1, so Challenge Cup is almost over. So it's been fun. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to restream or track as much as I have in the past. But I am very glad that Jinxie joined the restream team at Zelda Speedruns and has been doing quite a few restreams for us. So, but I'm giving her the
thank you.
So I'm giving her a break tonight. So I'm restreaming and tracking, but she is going to do lovely commentary for you tonight.
We're gonna do our best, at least. So yeah, tournament is wrapping up, unfortunately, but we have some pretty exciting matchups here for us tonight. Quizbowl and Sinin both going to do their best here in this game 1. It's going to be just the standard open, or our standard open seed, so we won't have to rescue the princess off the bat. But it looks like we should be getting underway. So here we go.
And I will let you go to it.
Oh, we have Quake in the back of Sanctuary and just some money in Link's house. This looks like Sinin is going to go ahead and do that typical opening that we've been seeing a lot in this tournament. Go and check Uncle, get that tree pool. Quizbowl going to head towards Kakariko. Maybe give us a lumberjack check on the way. Just some heart pieces on that tier 1, unfortunately. And our first shield. Oh, looks like our shovel on Ago 1. Not sure if we'll be seeing that. Although we have had quite a few Aga-required seeds, not necessarily for the lumberjack item, but for our Dark World access. Lost Woods with just 5 rupees. Looks like Sinin is going to go ahead and head over to Kakariko Village as well. 50 bucks in our drop down. Now, interesting enough, that 50 rupees is going to get Quizbowl his bombs, but Sinin starting in Link's house getting that $300 isn't going to have to worry about finding money for Kakariko. Going to be able to take care of that bottle vendor as well as get bombs if he needs to. Looks like we have a full magic refill on our tier 2 tree pool. Sinin about to get that unfortunate news that the shovel is on Echo 1 today. Let's check out what's in the back of the tavern. Oh, there's 3 bombs. No map check yet from either of our runners. This is a 7-7 defeat Ganon. So everything just the traditional game 1 race, just a heart piece in the back of the chicken hut. So far, Kakariko, not very exciting. Let's see what is in Blind's hut for us. Ooh, finally a bomb pool there. For Sinin, 50 more rupees in Blind's hut. Mail upgrade, not bad when you're on 3 hearts. And our first glove. Wow, red mail already. Hopefully that mirror will be showing up soon for our runners. Oh, 2 crystals in our light world today. Tower of Hera, Eastern Palace, and the blue pendant over at Desert. There's some money for Quizbowl. Yeah, that red mail is going to make early death warping a little bit of a nightmare. But rather be safe than sorry. There's our book in Kakariko. Wonder if we're going to get an early ped check. That is not a very good return on our bottle vendor. Let's take a look at what is in our library and on our race game. And there's our map check for Sinan, just 10 arrows on the library. We won't be seeing those today. And another 300 rupees on our race game. Assuming we're going to see a South Shore check, but routing has been pretty divergent in this tournament, so it's hard to tell which route Quizbowl is going to take. Looks like he's going to go ahead right for the back of Escape. Don't blame him with that glove. Here we have the map, our flippers, and a heart piece. So we're still missing 4 items from Escape. Three items, sorry. Early flippers and that quite substantial amount of money kind of puts Zora in the back of your mind. We do have access, both with the glove and the flippers. There's our magic mushroom in the dam. Looks like Sinan is going to go ahead right to Mini Moldarm Cave as Quizbowl checks out the dam. So mushroom and 20 rupees. There's our moon pearl. So even though Sinan has not yet found those flippers, might be enticed to do a fake flipper here anyway and go check the Zora area since he does have those gloves and that moon pearl. Quizbowl just going straight for the dunk. Take a look here at what is on our floating island. Just 20 rupees. And our first look inside Ice Rod Cave. Sorry, that was Hylia Island, not our floating island. Bear with me. There's our first sword. Getting a save and quit from Sinan. Our hobo with our Titan mitt. Very interesting. Already have Dark World access here at 8 minutes in. That pretty much opens up a lot of our overworld here for our runners. It's not quite yet for Sinan, but Quizbowl is going to have to make some decisions here. Sahashal's hut for Sinan and Quizbowl heading into our waterfall ferry. Just some love in the waterfall ferry. Let's see what Sahashala has. Nothing. Our first look at the Zora Ledge Dam for just another heart piece. Looks like Sinan is going to go ahead and go into Eastern. And the scam artist is gonna scam. We have nothing of value on any other flipper checks other than that glove on hobo. Oh wow, bow and Eastern Palace. That is a pretty nice find. We'll be able to clear out this dungeon, not in logic without that lamp, but still one of the more easier dungeons to do in the dark. Quizbowl heading right into the dark world here in Kakariko. Second item in Eastern Palace, just 5 rupees. Quizbowl still has not made it to Ice Rock Cave. Oh, here's a map check. Green pendant at Misery Mire, red pendant at Pod. It looked like a 5-6 on Turtle Rock. I missed the other 5-6 though. Looks like Quizbowl is going to jump right into Skull Woods. And there's our big key in Eastern Palace. Still have 1 item remaining here. And it looks like our last item will be lamp locked, but not for long because Sinan doesn't worry about lamp logic. Does have that sword, going to make it a little easier for him to navigate these dark rooms. Ooh, Quizbowl setting up the death warp, accidentally taking a spike to the face and dying there next to the chest. And there's our map of Skull Woods. And I'm gonna have to kill these enemies here in order to get this chest. And that's the map. Our last item is going to be on Armos. Sinan taking on that last dark room here in Eastern Palace, a final barrier to get to that boss. Does find the key, just has to make it through the door. There's our big key for Skullwood. Still no items yet. Sinan makes it through and it's off to Armos Knights. First item in Skullwood's just 20 rupees. And let's see what our final item in Eastern is. Looks like an early bumper ledge check here for Quizbowl. And just a full heart. But Sinan draws first blood with his first crystal at 15 minutes in. Bumper Cave having nothing we really need to concern ourselves with. We also still have 3 items left in Escape. We do not know what they are yet. C-shape house with just 10 arrows. We do have that mushroom also on Quizbowl's side that he got from the dam and has not turned in yet as well. Sinan about to grab his flippers from the back of Escape. And Quizbowl entering Thievestown. So far, no items in the front here. I'm sure we're going to see at least one here coming up, hopefully. Don't want to see that small key as we do not have that hammer yet. So if there is an item in that big chest, we will be orphaning it with the equipment we have now. There's our ice rod. Quizbowl gonna take the death here, just checking those first 4. Sinan about to get his Titan's mitts. Quizbowl gonna probably finish out Dark Kakariko, I would imagine. Chess game with nothing interesting. Let's go check out our bomb hut. And our bug net. So I imagine we're going to see digging game here first. Not sure if Quizbowl is going to go ahead and take Jeremiah on the Froggy World Tour, or just go ahead and continue on with Stumpy and Hype Cave. Wow, all for 20 rupees. So other than those Titans, we're a little low on progression items here. Quizbowl still doesn't have his first sword, as that is over in Ice Rod Cave. So Cinna might be a little more likely to go through Thieves Town. Quizbowl wouldn't have been able to beat Blind with what he had on hand. Yeah, Ice Rod Cave is an easy one to kind of talk yourself into skipping. It so rarely has anything useful. Unfortunately, today is not one of those days. Looks like our other 5-6 is Ice Palace. So, interesting pyramid fairy check there with Turtle Rock and Ice Palace being our 5-6. Then I'm going to follow in Quizbowl's footsteps and go ahead and check Skull Woods. Will Hype Cave be hype today? No, it won't. Wow, we've had so many checks and really nothing very exciting coming out of them. Not sure where Quizbowl is going. Oh, he can swim around here and check Pyramid Ledge as well as Catfish. Would be some pretty nice routing. Interesting, to say the least. Alright, what does our pyramid have today? Just 10 arrows. Ugh, that feels terrible. Looks like we're gonna go all the way to Catfish today with Jeremiah. Unfortunately, without that mirror, we're not going to be able to turn in that mushroom just this second. And what does our Catfish have today? Okay, our first bottle, not terrible. We are going to be turning in Jeremiah, so we will be able to check Sick Kid as well. Then I'm going to catch up on his gonna catch up on Dark Kakariko checks here while Quizbowl turns in the Smith. For a sword, how vanilla. Not a terrible find. Let's see what our Sick Kid has. $100. So where do you go now, Quizbowl? I wouldn't be surprised to see Sinan go ahead and complete Thieves Town at this point. Oh, we're going to get that escape check from Quizbowl. First, going to check his uncle, where he's going to get his first shield in the chest. Very healthy seed so far. Not only do we have red mail, but we have a substantial amount of hearts. With no mirror, that's going to make death warping kind of a pain in the neck, but hopefully we find that soon and that won't be an issue. Mirror will be required as Swamp Palace is one of our crystals today. Sinan grabbing his ice rod. Let's see if he decides to continue on in Thieves Town. Ooh, and he will, so we will have new checks on both sides. Now we have 3 items remaining in Escape. We have 3 items remaining in Thieves Town. Out that hammer, though, it does make you a little nervous that you might be leaving an item in that big chest. There's our 4th item in Escape, which is just 10 arrows. That's not very helpful, especially since Quizbowl has not received his bow yet from Eastern Palace. However, our bows are progressive, so there is a chance that we could find a bow here in Eastern Palace. I feel like it would be more likely to pull our lamp here from Escape. Or not. Only 1 item remaining. Will that Dark Cross have an item or have our small key? There's our another item in Thieves Town, just a heart piece. Ooh, Quizbowl's grabbing his ice rod to go ahead and kill the ball and chain guard with the frozen guard. One of my favorite ways to take out that. There's our mirror. Very nice. So that means our Dark Cross is just going to have our small key today, so we're not going to have to worry about that. A few more checks opening up for Quizbowl, being our Graveyard Ledge and Cave 45. Looks like we're going to get an Agena check, possibly a desert check. We do have access to whatever is on the ledge down there now that we have that book. Oh, hammer in Thievestown. That is something. We've had our hammer in Thievestown and a bow in Eastern Palace. That is very disastrous for Quizbowl because I feel like he left it... Well, he did leave it because he couldn't defeat blind, so he might go back early. Gonna turn in that mushroom, though. We are still missing a item in Thievestown, which is going to be here on blind. As we get our magic mushroom turned in from Quizbowl. A very nice blind fight from Sinan. And blind is down. That's Sinan's second crystal. For just the blue boomerang. There's our fire rod from the mushroom. That is a nice one. Now we're starting to get some items. So Sinan can actually full clear pod if he knows the dark rooms. Now that is a pendant, but that's also 5 items. Unfortunately, Sinan did not do escape first either and is going to have to take the Froggy on a world tour if he plans on turning him in this round. Quizbowl going back into the dark world, hopefully making that Thievestown play now that he has a sword. Oh, he also has a fire rod, so we could get a ped check as well as a Mothula kill here. We do have one more item in Skullwoods remaining. Quizbowl has pretty much stayed in logic so far. So hopefully is going to go ahead and dip Thievestown without that hammer. Yeah, hammer is Pod's vanilla item. But a lot of runners will not do Thievestown until they have that hammer. We are going to get a look at the hammer pegs though, which is something we couldn't see from Quizbowl. We are going to make routing this Skullwoods a lot nicer for Quizbowl. And just a small key, heart piece in our hammer pegs. I think it's very likely we're going to get a ped check though as soon as Quizbowl beats Mothula. So we are going to have Fighter Sword Moth. Only a couple shots left with that Fire Rod, but we do have Red Mail. So I feel like Quizbowl, it will be okay, but our last item is going to be on the Moth. We don't really get to the quarterfinals not able to beat Mothula with Fighter Sword, I guess. Just gross. Sinan picking up his not-so-hype cave. Oh, I forgot that Quizbowl had that blue potion. So we'll be able to recharge that fire rod too. Should he get into some trouble here. Very similar routing from our players today. Oh gosh, 40 rupees are total prizes from Skullwoods, but that will be Quizbowl's first crystal. The mushroom is at the dam. Get your hype in chat on what could be on our pedestal today. Is that our powder? Oh my god. 2 fetch quests on... Oh my. Magic powder on Ped. Shovel on Aga 1. What is this? And don't forget, Quizbowl turned in that magic mushroom for his fire rod. So did not save scum that because did not have Kate of Samaria. That is some crap right there. Pretty sure that's the first time I've seen shovel on Aga 1 and powder on Ped. That's just... Gross. Sin grabbing his first bottle. Probably going to collect his $100 from Sick Kid as well. I don't know what Quizbowl is doing. Oh, getting the purple chest. Okay. Worth a check. We can get K45. That's true. And powder might lead to nothing. How often is Magic Bat required? I mean, I think so far in all the races I've commentated and restreamed, I think powder has been progression maybe twice. And ICOM a fair amount. Powder in the hook. Oh my. Well, speaking of hookshot. So looking at our pendants, it's probably not going to be boots on powder just because desert is a pendant. I mean, it might not be boots locked, but at that point, boots would just be a novelty item. We know it's not going to be our hammer. It can't be Samaria. I don't really think... I mean, it can't be flute. So I don't really think it's going to be anything that could trouble our runners. Purple chest just being a heart piece today. Yeah, I really think that we could say Pet is dead at this point because I think we pretty much know where all of our necessary items are, and the ones that we don't are locked behind our pendant legends. So, Bumbo's tablet not having anything. Let's see what Agina has as well as our desert ledge. Ooh, Synod is going to go into pod. This is interesting. I wouldn't be shocked to see the second bow in pod, to be honest, with the way this seed is going. Yeah, I really don't think anything could be on magic powder or even the shovel because we would need our lamp to do Aga 1. So lamp can't be on shovel and lamp couldn't be on powder because Vidi is a dark room. So yeah, I don't think we have to worry about either of those. Just a heart piece over on desert ledge. And we already know where our second sword is as Sinan has picked it up. Our other sword over in Ice Rod Cave that Quizbowl has not gone to yet. But so we don't even have to worry about a sword being on one of those fetch quests, because we do have enough to beat Ganon. Yep, boots couldn't be on Pet either. On Powder. Looks like Pod is not bow locked. There's our big key. So I mean, Quizbowl could go ahead and beat Desert if he so chooses. Or it could steal the key and go for the items. There's one item. Looks like so far we just have some keys in Pod. Our bona fide mullet dungeon. Business in the front, party in the back. There's ether. That could be important. So now we are going to see Quizbowl with his first sequence break. And another bottle from our old man. And there's our cape. I don't think this is a bad play from Quizbowl here. A lot of checks he can make, and with that mirror, isn't going to have to worry about not having access to Hera. Unfortunately, we know where that hammer is. So our Paradox Cave not giving us very much to work with. There's Samaria. We could have had a Turtle Rock clear if Quizbowl just had that hammer. We might have had what we needed to get in there. Floating Island, just some bombs. I completely missed what was in the dark rooms of Pod. Doesn't look like anything new on the tracker though. Thank you, Hologonia. There's a third bottle. Just a full heart from Spiral Cave. Sinning getting a little lost here in the dark maze, but I think he has it now. Just 10 arrows. Man. Ooh, and we have an item on Helmosaur. What is he going to do here? There's our flute in Super Bunny. Oh, pod is required because that is where our ether medallion is. So Sinan definitely making a good call going into pod. There's our boots. Wow, and our 4th bottle. Hookshot Cave having all the hype today. Let's see what Ether Tablet has. A lot of checks just opened up for Quizbowl. Just Couch Cash, move along. 20 rubies on top of Spectacle Rock. First item in Tower of Hera, just 20 rupees. And our big key. So I'm going to turn in his purple chest here in a second, as Quizbowl is going to continue in Hera. Have found one of our items, so odds are pretty good that we're not going to have to do our coffee break room. And there's our second item. Sinan about to get his mushroom that will lead him to his fire rod. Oof. Quizbowl almost getting pushed down that middle hole there, as we have a vanilla Moldorm fight. Well, Sinan going to go right and turn in that mushroom. This is going to be good news for him. And there is our second crystal for Quizbowl. And just a full heart on Spectacle Rock. He cannot do Spike Cave as of yet, as he has not gotten his hammer out of Thieves Town. But we do have a lot of checks for Quizbowl coming up. With that flute, can check the Mire area, Checkerboard Cave, Graveyard Ledge, King's Tomb, Bunk Rocks, all kinds of places. Interesting that he's skipping King's Tomb. Well, I guess you'd want to get in the Dark World, so you can go ahead and route in Graveyard Ledge as well. Now, Sinan has had very nice routing. Unfortunately, never did the Back of Escape, which is where the mirror is. Oh, Quizbowl about to get his Master Sword. Gonna feel good about that. So, I mean, we pretty much are in no mode. The only thing we don't know of is where that mirror is. Where the lamp is. Which, I mean, really don't have too many bad dark rooms, and other than Eastern Palace that we actually have to do, and one small one in Turtle Rock. Ether is needed for both of our medallion required dungeons. Nothing in our Mire Shed. I mean, I guess Lamp could be in Swamp. Would make the most sense. Quizbowl really needs to go back into Thieves Town. He would definitely be in such a good place. Is he doing it? He's doing it. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty exciting match. As soon as Sinan makes it into Escape to grab his mirror, he's going to be pretty well set. Because that mirror locked a lot of important progression, like our Canis Maria hookshot boots, which aren't really required, but pretty nice to have. Oh, gonna make the Ice Palace play. Interesting. I guess our lamp could be in here as well. Okay. Small keys, so Ice Palace isn't hook locked. Quizbowl about to grab his hammer, gonna feel probably good and bad all at the same time. Ooh, Sinan missing that double kill there. But recovers nicely. So if Quizbowl heads to Pod and Eastern, he's going to be in go mode. Unfortunately, I think he's going to be led more towards Swamp Ice Palace. Definitely doesn't have Pod on his radar, I'm sure. Okay, Ice Palace, what do you got for us today? So far, just a map and a key. First item, just a heart piece. There's our big key. Yeah, I figured we were going to get a swamp play before he went and did Eastern Pod. Could pull a bow out of here, though, which wouldn't have to put off Eastern. Still missing 2 items from Ice Palace. Second item, just a red ruby. And there's our lamp. Yeah, we have had access to Ice Palace for quite some time, though, so it's not surprising. Our first item in Swamp, just 50 rubies. So we pretty much are in no mode. We know where everything is that we need to finish this game, but our poor runners don't. Yeah, with advanced logic, when you get that fire rod early, you gotta assume that the lamp is probably gonna be somewhere stupid. Because technically we haven't needed the lamp for anything. There's Bombos and Swamp. Because the compass, or the big key chest in Eastern, was just our compass. So we didn't really even need to check it. And there are torch rooms in Eastern Palace where you would have the fire rod that you can go ahead and light the torches. So you don't even need the lamp for that. We did need the lamp for the old man rescue because our flute was up in Death Mountain. But what's lamp logic anyway? Crystal number 3 for Sinan. Big key and full heart for Quizbowl. There's a bow. So Quizbowl is definitely going to have silvers. Sinan might not. Although might, that's a chest that you kind of run into. So Sinan will probably have silvers as well. So we do still have 2 items remaining in Swamp Palace. I mean, while we know that the boots really aren't required for anything, we don't know where the Ganon Sour Big Key is yet, so it could be on the torch. The longer that Quizbowl has those boots versus Sinan having them is just a lot of time that Sinan's going to have to make up. Now, if Quizbowl opens pod here, he's going to be in go mode very shortly. I wouldn't even think that he's going to worry about the lamp. And the moth is down for Sinan. Okay, Quizbowl going into pod. As long as he checks that big key chest, he's going to be in go mode here very, very soon. I'd have to assume that this is going to be a Death Mountain play for Sinan. Okay. Okay, pulling out that lamp. So, yeah, Quizbowl definitely in go mode. Not going to worry about that lamp. Only room really has to worry about is Turtle Rock, and that's not terrible. About to grab his silvers. Oh no, Sinan never went and got his mirror. Oh no. Oh, that's really bad news because that hook shot is in K45. So that mirror definitely blocking a good bit of stuff for Sinan. Probably going to see a few checks here and there for Quizbowl, as nobody wants to do Master Sword Cannon. I definitely don't see him getting that mirror, though. Not mirror, lamp. Sinan is about to get his mirror. And there's crystal number 5 for Quizbowl. Off to Ice Palace, then Turtle Rock, and we will have a guessing game on our hands. Very nice guard kill for Sinan. Not a bad move on Quizbowl's side, grabbing some potions before heading into Ice Palace. I'll sit in setting up that death warp before pulling his mirror. Giving up on it, because you do have red mail. So, yeah, Quizbowl's gonna check a few chests here and there, trying to get another sword. Definitely don't blame him. Definitely don't think he's gonna go all the way to get that big key, though. Hookshot's in cave 45. Now, if Sinan can hover, he's gonna get those boots from Hookshot Cave. If not, that's gonna be bad news. Not that we need them, it just makes traversing so much easier, and he's definitely gonna need all the time he can get having last location that mirror, which just so happens to have progression. As always, but that hookshot indeed proves pretty valuable. Oh, an unfortunate fall for both of our runners. Quizbowl on the Ice Palace bomb jump, and Sinan in Hera. There, he got it now, and that sucks because he had already done the bomb jump and then fell off. I can't tell you the number of times I've done that. Yeah, he's skipping that big key, so not gonna have a lamp, unfortunately, but I don't think he really needs it. And it is off to the Cold Stair fight, and then one more Death Mountain climb for Quizbowl. Very nice Cold Stair fight there. Oh, it was Flute and Super Bunny and Boots in Hookshot Cave, so there will be no hovering for Sinan, unfortunately. Almost a high five from our runners as they're both in the exact same location. Although Sinan can also do T-Rock right now if he wants to. Okay, so it's Turtle Rock time for both of our runners. So yeah, Sinan needs to get himself to Cave 45. Oh no. Hopefully he can make it before those torches go out. Okay. Still have a few overworld checks that we didn't get a chance to see, like Bog Rock's Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb. Cave 45 is right across from Stumpy, where you have to mirror to get to the cave up on top of the hill. Yeah, and unfortunately for Sinan, he last locationed the mirror, which was in Zelda's cell, so wasn't able to do any of those mirror checks, which is where his hookshot is. And hovering is not an option because our boots are in Hookshot Cave. Quizbowl stealing the key. So we did find our big key over in the 4-torch room. So we're going to see a few more checks here from Sinan than we are from Quizbowl. Wouldn't be surprised if he skips the big chest and just goes straight through. Yeah. Oh, no. Okay. Gonna do the safety. Oh, I thought for a second he was going to check Mimic Cave. Just 300 rupees in that chest. Probably going to see a Mimic Cave chest here from Sinan. And it looks like Quizbowl does indeed know the dark room here in Little Rock. And just some bombs in our Mimic Cave. Although we could get a Pyramid Fairy check from Sinan after this. Okay, so we are going to start the guessing game here as soon as Quizbowl beats Trinex. Gonna have to use that potion there to finish off Trinex. So everyone get your guesses in chat where that big key is going to be. Chest number 1 is our mirror shield. Chest number 2, just some bombs. Our torch being chest 3. Sinan having a little bit of trouble with Trinex. Seven chess, no big key. Off to chess number 8. And Trinex is down for Sinan. Chess 9 coming up. And off to our rando room. Sinan about to grab his flute. $12 and $13. No big key yet. Hopefully, Sinan making his way over to K45. We'll be hitting go mode if so. Bob's chess today with half magic. Very nice find. So chess 14, 15, and 16 coming up. Sorry, 15, 16, and 17. Did I say that? I don't know. Oh, tempered. Wow. Tempered is definitely nice to find. It's going to make the gauntlet as well as Ganon a lot easier. All the safeties in Ganon's tower today. Yeah, tile room is definitely a possibility. Those fairies do not want to be caught today. Pyramid fairy with nothing exciting. Ooh. Interesting using that key there. There has to be one over here on right side. But that makes me really nervous. It's typically not a key you use there. Definitely has to make sure he grabs the extra key should he not find one in these last 4 checks. Oh, that Gibdo just being a big pain in the neck for Quizbowl. Okay, and then about to hit go mode. Chess 20. Chess 21. Futon, you are the winner of our big key guessing game, guessing number 20, and our key was 21. You have been granted 7 points on the Zelda Speedruns big key guessing game leaderboard. Congratulations. And Senan is now in go mode. Probably going to grab those silvers just because it's in a chest on the way to his Argus fight. Don't know if he's going to make it to get that tempered, though, should he do Dark Magician. Quizbowl in the gauntlet as Sinan goes off to finish up Swamp Palace, and then we'll be heading to Ganon's Tower as well. Definitely got lucky considering Aga 1 had our shovel and Ped had our powder. Very interesting placement of items this seed. However, it was one that you really couldn't take many gambles with. You kind of had to do the obvious checks pretty early instead of skipping them, like Ice Rod Cave with a sword, for instance, and Cave 45 with our hookshot. What else did we have? Boots and Hookshot Cave. Gross. Safari Paradox. How often does that happen? Like every seed lately? So here are silvers for Sinan. Will he get them? Yes. That was nice placement of that chest too, because when you typically go mode Swamp Palace, that's really one of the only chests you check. I would be surprised to see Quizbowl check any of these chests up here on the tower. Tempered swords, silvers, half magic. Cape, I think. Did he get Cape? Maybe not. I think Cape was in pod. Yeah, it doesn't have Cape, but you know, red mail, you don't really need that safety. Ooh, menu strats on Argus for Sinan. And we do get the check of the Moldorm 2 chest, which just had 20 rupees. And it's off to Aga 2 for Quizbowl. I think he squeezed a double out of that. That lineup was pretty grotesque. And there's a double. Oh, that only counted as a single on the first one. So we're going to have 1, 2, 2, 1. And there is Senen's 7th crystal, and off to Ganon's tower he goes. And Senen making his way to Ganon's tower as Quizbowl is taking on the Big Pig himself. Looks like it's going to be a 2-cycle here in the second phase. Gotta be a little more careful without that safety of the cape or the lag of Burna. Wondering if Senen is going to check Hookshot Cave before going to Ganon's tower. Still on Master Sword, so it would be a bad play. Nope, gonna walk past them boots. Senen gonna be careful with this Ganon fight, gonna take his time. And with that, the Big Pig is down. Just has to cross the bridge and not done, and we will have our first place finisher. Get your GGs in chat for Quizbowl, who has finished in first place with a time of 1 hour, 36 minutes, and 21 seconds. Which I believe we are joined by Quizbowl. GGs.
Thank you, thank you.
So that was something, huh?
Yeah, that was. I honestly thought it was a little closer to that. I was tuned into the restream, and I'm just starting my GT exploration for the big key, and I see my opponent over in fighting Trinex, and I was like, oh, it's kind of close. And then I realized that hook shot. Ooh.
Yeah, this seed definitely had things in places that are typically skipped, especially in this tournament. You know, kind of penalized for not doing the early Zelda cell check, and that's actually what happened to Senen. That was a last location mirror for him, which, you know, I mean, that stings. It doesn't matter who you are, that stings. And then with, you know, Hookshot being in Cave 45, Boots being in Hookshot Cave, like, it was just everything was placed in such a way that
right, it was a chain reaction of badness there, and the first sword winding up being an Ice Rod Cave, I actually skipped that. I was waiting for Boots and Flute to get that, and so I wound up getting that pretty late. And 45 was actually pretty awkward to route in. I didn't have the mirror at that point, so I missed it the first time around, but I went back for it on the purple chest, so I guess I'm glad I did.
Oh, for sure. That was one I was a little nervous about because you were the first one, obviously, to the mirror. And how about your Aga one and your pedestal being both fetch quests?
Oh wow, yes. So that the shovel up there on the lumberjack cave was like, oh great, night, indeterminable, and then to read about the powder right after I turned in the mushroom. So it's like, yeah, and it's for fire rod. So like I saved and quit right before turning that in, so that I had the possibility of save scumming it if I wanted to. But then it was the fire rod. It's like, oh, I'm not save scumming that. So
Yeah, for sure. When you checked Ped and it was powder on there, I kind of mentally went through, the pendants and what could possibly be there. And so I figured you guys were safe at that point because Sinan never actually checked what was on pedestal. But given that we had Meyer as one of the pendants, that kind of knocked out a lot of things that would really stop you from progressing. I mean, I think the only thing it could have been at that point was maybe Boots, if Desert wasn't Boots locked, which it technically wasn't because you had access to the big key. But at that point, there was really nothing else it could have been. And your lamp was actually in the big chest of Ice Palace.
Walked right by it.
Yeah, I figured you would when you went into go mode. It was kind of a 50-50 shot. When you went into Swamp, I kind of said, I think he's going to make the Swamp play before he heads towards Eastern and Pod, because Sinan's first bow was in Eastern. He did that fairly early. And so I was kind of nervous there that you were going to full clear Ice instead of making that call, but you definitely routed it really nicely.
Yeah, I mean, there were a few things that, it was nice to grab the silvers in Eastern, but then I was like, that's a regular bow, so if my opponent has gone to Eastern early, they're ahead now. So I thought it was going to be really close, and I guess it just that one unfortunate location set off the chain reaction there.
Yeah, it definitely was. It was really close for a while. There was some divergence, but it was mostly just backtracking over each other's footsteps. Like you had gone to Skullwoods first, whereas Sinan had gone to Eastern Palace. You checked Hobo right away because you got those boots from the back of Escape, whereas he didn't get those quite as early, but he had the sword before you did, and you went into Thieves Town but didn't have anything to beat blinds, so you left that, and then the stinking
hammer in the maiden's chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I laughed at that one because you're thinking about it's like, okay, I'm going to be leaving an item behind in Thieves Town, and where am I going to find the hammer and all that. So it's just one of those. It's kind of it's that and First Palace of Swamp Palace that you don't want to really see the hammer in.
Right. Yeah. This seed was kind of interesting because I had forgotten about that hammer being in Thieves Town, especially being in the Maiden's chest, like not even in the front of Thieves Town, like back where you're already sweating, you're gonna pull that small key and orphan that chest. It was very interesting.
Yeah, so I got to the point where it's like, okay, I got to be willing to orphan it now that I've pretty much cleared out some more of the high density locations. But there was. And then by logic, that means the small key had to be in the big chest, so.
Yeah, I was starting to get nervous that you guys were both going to have Master Sword Ganon, just because there were 3 big checks that nobody checked, and that was Bonk Rock's Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb. Sinan unfortunately never got those boots in Hookshot Cave, but you got them and decided to go south and kind of check there. I thought for a second you're going to get into the Dark World and then go check it. But yeah, it was weird seeing those 3 specific spots not checked like at all through the seed. And I was like, what if those are the swords?
Yeah, usually my Graveyard Ledge, I try to pair that with Bumper Cave, and I had already looked at Bumper Cave, and so I knew that wasn't a factor until I found the cape. So that one that would have been orphan. If that would have been Hookshot, I would have been in trouble today.
Yeah, ironically, your cape was in Pod.
Yeah. So yeah, the ether was go mode for me. So I grabbed that and I was like, oh yeah, that's it. And I jumped down and I grabbed one more chest. And was like, no, I'm done. Get out of here.
I did see, because I actually have your full stream up on my commentary page. So I did see your face when it clicked that you're in go mode, because I was kind of looking. I'm like, nope, mirror out, bud. You're good. Go.
Yep.
It was funny, like the realization, because the seed had been like really stingy with your progression items off the bat. I mean, there was really nothing. You did have a glove in Blind's hut, but it was a while before we saw anything interesting, because that mirror being in the Maiden's chest was kind of, you checked it fairly early, but it was still, like 20 minutes into the seed. So it was like, okay, when are we going to find something that we can use? You did have the Titans, which kind of opened up the entire seed for you, you know, right off the bat. I think it was about 8 minutes in and you had the Titans mitts. So that had to be a little worrisome. Like, how am I going to route this? Where do I go?
Yeah, I mean, fortunately, I've you know had a little practice doing things not swordless, but just I've had a lot of seeds where the swords just came pretty late, and so and I've done some inverted seeds too. So just navigating the dark world in that state was not as big of a deal.
Yeah, and that red mail right off the bat in Blind's Hut certainly didn't hurt either.
Yeah, that's what made me very comfortable taking on Mothula that early. I usually try and wait a little bit on Mothula just because it is a little painful if you take a death in there pretty early. But with Red Mail and 8 Hearts, and then the clutch bottle there, which was really more to refill my fire rod shots than anything.
Yeah, definitely.
That made me, yeah, because Fighter Sword Mothula is no joke.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's gross and painful. Oh yeah, I do think our tracker page kind of just broke. Oh, that's interesting. Yours is working. The shield's broke. Huh. Anywho.
No, the shields are not that useful in this this mode anyway.
Yeah, right. So Sinan right now is about to finish Ganon's tower, going into the torch rooms now. So we'll be finishing, luckily routed Ganon's tower the same way you did. So did come upon that tempered sword, thankfully.
Yeah, that was one thing in the back of my mind there is that with it being chest number 21, I was slightly worried that if he had done Dark Magician strats, that would have cut out a couple minutes there. So again, it was I thought it was going to be a lot closer than it was, and it's just one of those weird checks that burned today.
Yeah, for sure. I just wanted to apologize to chat and to everyone. I'm very nasally today. I have a cold that I'm fighting off, so I apologize if it's hard to understand me. Quizbowl heading out to take care of Molorm 2. And it looks like we're joined a little early by Sinan. GG's.
Hey.
So that mirror in Zelda's chest, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. What's funny to me is that I usually do the Iron Castle really early, and I don't know, this time I decided to vote differently, and yeah, it wasn't so seed to do that.
Well, in your defense, you had a lot of the progression items faster than Quizbowl did. Like, your call to go early pod where you pulled Ether, which was Quizbowl's go mode, was excellent. You had your sword first. Your bow, your early dip into Eastern, so you had that bow. Yeah. It was just that mirror, which unfortunately locked the hook shot, which locked your boots, which locked, a lot of things.
Yeah, I think if I voted like I do usually, I'm pretty sure it would have been like a really, like maybe a jet seed for me. I don't know if I would have beaten Quizbowl, but considering all that I got in the seed and how I would have just got item faster with the mirror, yeah, I'm pretty bummed by this because I know with my usual routing I would have done so much better. But yeah.
There's definitely always game 2, and just by watching you both play, I mean, it was just one item that kind of held you up. It wasn't for a lack of gameplay. Like, you both played very, very well. So I definitely think match 2 is going to be super, super close, because I mean, in these tournaments, especially in the quarterfinals, you have to make gambles, and sometimes those gambles pay off and sometimes they don't. You know, it's just rando's gonna rando. So I mean, today, whereas that gamble might not have paid off, next time it might. And I definitely think that it's a very well matched up race against both of you, because you both kind of play and execute very, very similarly. It was just unfortunately that one stinking chest that kind of tipped the scales a little bit, but it definitely wasn't for a lack of gameplay.
Yeah, you know, I thought you were right behind me the whole time.
You know how some people say they got rendered? Like,
yes.
Oh, I got rendered. Yeah, my thinking when I fought the mirror, and just after that when I found the fire rod, it was I rendered myself. It's not the seed wasn't bad at all, and it was like the perfect seed for my routing. I just didn't play it like I play usually. So I do hope that next time it will be closer, at least.
This would have been an awesome standard seed. Find that mirror in Zelda's chest, mirror back to the front in the middle of your escape.
Oh yeah.
Right, that's the dream, isn't it?
But yeah, really, like if I had this mirror, I would have had my hook shot on the way, and done Swamp Palace. Like I would have done the same thing, except never going back to a place I already went. So that would have been really a very good seed for me.
It might have screwed up your pod dip, though.
I'm not sure, because
you would have had swamp available.
Yeah, but again, if I played like I do usually, I think I would have, like, my initial plan was to do a back of escape into front of escape, and if I had my dark world access by this time, I would have skipped Eastern Palace. And then I would have, and on my routing around the Hyrule, when I went to pod, I would have done pod plus Eastern Palace in a row. So I think it, like, thinking of how I play usually, I would have basically done the same thing, just faster.
Yeah, it sounds about what I wound up doing with my rag routing, so I think we were on the same page, and it would have been really close.
Yeah, I'm definitely really excited for game 2. Do you guys have any idea when you'll be playing?
We should be playing tomorrow at the same hour, same time.
Oh, okay.
Yep, just didn't put it on the schedule yet because we gotta figure out what the mode change is going to be, and we didn't know who was going to be the one to decide that until just now.
Yeah, my go-to change usually is 6-6. I think I'm gonna stay with this.
All right, 6-6 it is.
I am writing down your race on my calendar. I'm going to see if maybe we could get that one restreamed as well. So definitely thank you guys so much for agreeing to be a part of the restream. It was a pretty fun time because, you know, most of the races are later on. So it was nice kind of having this race so I could kick back and have a cup of coffee and enjoy the race.
And thanks to you for commentating, and thanks to Norinato for doing the restream. And I don't see who the tracker was, but thank you to you.
Nori tracked.
Awesome. So it was a team. It was a combo effort. So, but yeah, the comms and the restreaming, the tracking, this just makes it, you know, so cool to be a part of. And thank you so much for doing it.
Oh, you're very welcome. It is definitely our pleasure. And we look forward to your game 2. And I think with that, we will wrap this up and hopefully get you guys on restream tomorrow.
Hopefully. And yeah, I hope it would be. at least a closer race.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, GG's to both the runners. So
Yeah, GG Quizbowl.
Thank you. GG's to you. So
yeah,
I just realized I had 3 bottles the whole time. I was convinced I only had 1.
Yeah.
That's why I kept going back to refill that one.
Where did you find the boots?
They're in Hookshot Cave.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. And
Yeah, Hookshot was my Gomod item, so...
Yeah, so like when I tuned into the restream after finishing, I saw you. On the left was me just entering Ganon Tower, and you just finishing Trinex, and I was like, "Oh, it was really close." And upon closer inspection of your tracker, I was like, "Oh no!"
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, that's painful.
Yeah, that. What I was really afraid of, like, Mirror was not my last check. My last check possible was actually Landmolas. So I knew for a fact that it was either Arrel Castle or Landmolas, and I was like, no, I'm not going back to Landmolas. Please, no. But yeah.
Yeah, I never got to Landmo, so...
Yeah.
I did go in the front and saw that it was Boots locked, so I went there pretty early before Boots. So
Yeah, same. I went there and I skipped Landmo, so yeah. It was not good. It would have made my very last check if Nero had not been in the cell. But damn, that the bow. So yeah, the bow in Eastern Paris was your second one.
yeah, so that was one of the things that made me think it was going to be a lot closer than it actually wound up being, because finding the bow there was like, oh no, that was available from the get-go. So if you dipped Eastern early, then which you did, you could clear it out pretty early. And
I mean, it was pretty hilarious because the bow was in Eastern, and then the hammer was in
the Maiden's
Eastern.
Chest.
So
Yeah.
I was like, hey, this seed is pretty convenient. I'm happy with how it's going. And
I
then,
made it to Dark World swordless, and so I did first 4 of Thieves Town, and then I noped out. So I left that, and it wasn't exactly a last location, but like I went and did a bunch of higher density stuff first. And I didn't get my first sword was blacksmith. So I didn't go to Ice Rod Cave until much later, like after the flute. So,
but as I said, usually I skipped a lot of Sphere 1, I guess, checks, and I usually don't do that. Like I like to full clear Sphere 1 just to be safe, but I played it a little differently here. But yeah, I still did Ice Rod Cave pretty early, so.
Yeah, I'm more of a fan of full clearing myself, but I've started to try and force myself to just make some very selective plays and kind of keep track of them and come back to them when I have, so like that Ice Rod, I came back to it after getting the flute and having the boots, so that you can just run up there real fast and grab it.
Yeah,
so little things like that, and then kind of counting and tracking items in swamps. So if you get the way I've been starting to do it now is if I get a compass or a map in the first couple of checks, then I go ahead and do left side. Otherwise, I leave left side until later. But I usually go back and on something go mode or something.
And yeah, did you check Lumberjack early?
Yes, I saw the shovel up there, and I was like, But I never found lamp, so it never crossed my mind because the lamp never required it, and that was because I was in go mode when I was in Ice Palace. Yeah, Jinxie told me that it was in the big chest.
Cinna, did you ever check pedestal?
No, I didn't.
Well, you're gonna love
what
it.
was on that?
What? Tell me. What
Magic powder.
Powder.
You had 2 fetch quests behind really awful situations.
And the mushroom being the fire rod, I was ready to save Scummit, and then I saw the fire rod, so then I was like, oh, can't do that now.
Yeah, I was not good. Well, I was still looking for my mirror at this point, so fire, because as I said, yeah, I skip. Usually I do the dam into Egina, or the dam into Minimal Dome. And this time I went straight to Minimal Dome, thinking, well, I will go back to dam plus Egina later on, and I never did. So when I did the dam, it was pretty late, and I went straight for the witch, got my fire rod, and I was like, hey, it opens me 1 chest. But yeah, I was not going to delete it. Well, we really found our items in a very, very different order.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to go back and watch the whole thing. So, GG's again, and I guess I'll need your. I didn't catch your item rate and your in-game time.
Oh, yeah, I can send it to you. Are you still on the IRC?
It was 155 out of 216.
Yeah, and my time is 1:48:48.
All right, got it. I will put that on the thing, and then your choice is 6-6. So I can go ahead, and as long as I'm on the Google Forms, I can submit tomorrow's race as well. So that way it gets in the schedule.
Sure.
And that way you can go to bed because I know it's late where you are.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh man, if only our series could have been a few weeks ago. I was in Eastern European time a couple weeks ago.
Oh, but yeah, I'm I work usually. Well, it depends. I have some different schedules, but like last week, I was working 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. So racing on Eastern time is really okay for me.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, so I usually work actually I work really early. I work 6 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Oh.
So which actually works out, which makes the 5 o'clock, because I'm in Central Time, so it's a 5 o'clock start time for me. So it's not bad. It's just enough time to get home, and, get my kids all situated, and then grab a drink, and I'm ready to go.
My last opponent was Zaitnix, who is on Pacific time. And
oh wow, even further.
And actually, we actually had like our work schedule was just 1 hour apart. He was starting work 1 hour before me and finishing 1 hour before me. So,
hey, that works. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the time zone after? Anyway, well, see you tomorrow.
Yep, we'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to get myself some food.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
GG's. Thanks.
Have a good night.
Yeah, thanks y'all again.
We'll wrap it up. There is another match coming up at 11 p.m. Eastern. Salon T versus Scrub Casual. Hope to see you then. Round 3, Game 1.